Alright, we were playing a 2,500 point game. Eldar. Kind of a similar Iyanden forces last time with all the Wraith stuff versus some Tyranids. Do you want to roll and see what mission? That's capture control, right? So draw fest. Deployment is pitch battle.
Nice.
Initiative roll. He's got a 5, I've got a 3. Looks like Tyranids are probably going first, but it is objective, so.
Oh yeah, good point.
Okay, here's the Tyranids deployment. You want to go over what you got in your army?
3 half guard, 5 strikes / whip bone sword, half tyrant with wings with devour guns, 2 sets of zoanthropes, swarm lord with a little guard buddy, 20 or 30 some shooty gaunts, and then I have 26 stabby gaunts and 5 gene stealers with brood lord and 3 trigrons in reserve.
Okay, and that is the objective right there. It's kind of a cluster. In my army, this is everything's on the table. I've got 3 squads of Vipers. All of them have shuriken cannons underneath, scatter lasers on top. One in each of those 2 green squads has hollow fields, just one of them. So I've got them. The same squad there. I've got Howling Banshees in a shuriken cannon, shuriken catapult, wave serpent. I think there's like 8 or 9 of them in there. I've got 3 Wraith Lords there, and there that are identical, all with scatter laser shuriken cannons and 2 flamers. Wraith's here with a D cannon. He's right in there, intermixed with a squad of 10 Wraith Guard with a Warlock. Opted out of Conceal this time. I have Destructor on, I think, the back squad, and Conceal on the front squad. Eldrad's in that squad as well. I've got another squad of Wraith Guard there, so those are my 2 troops. And my one objective is right here, and I'm going to try to seize the day and hope for the best. I actually do. That might matter. Okay, so turn 1.
That'll probably matter a lot.
Alright, this turn has gone a lot better than I expected. I think if I didn't seize, this game would really be different at this point. I guided my one squad of 3 Vipers here, moved them 6 inches, moved these ones 12, moved these ones 6. I fortuned that squad, tried to use his power on them to give him feeling of pain, took a perils, but what do you know, I actually saved it on a 5+ invuln. So going on to the shooting phase, I opened up with these guys here, blasted into those zoanthropes, and I did like 12 wounds, which was amazing. I rolled very well, and he rolled pretty poor and lost all 3 of them from that one volley. After that, these 3, they can only fire 1 weapon, no rerolls or anything. That guy, and that guy all fired into the last squad of zoanthropes, killing 2 of them, so there's only 1 zoanthrope on the table left. They moved and ran. He shot his D cannon into the center of that whole group right in the beginning. Hit 2 zoanthropes, one of them with instant death, and hit the swarm lord. He saved all of them with cover though. And Vipers over here shot. Kind of failed my rolls by this point, but can't complain too much. Killed 2 of the gaunts down there, and the Banshee Wave Serpent flew up its full 24 inches, trying to put some pressure on and take some pressure off the Vipers in that if I can. So gonna have to condense this side soon for the reserves coming on, outflanking, but going to bottom of 1, yeah. Alright, this turn with all the zoanthropes gone, kind of an uneventful round. The 1 zoanthrope left, try to shoot at that, failed the psychic test, but made his invuln for perils, thanks to Eldrad's ruins. The Hive Guard shot at this, he failed on a 3+, all but I think 2 shots, only one of them glanced, and then it only shook my vehicle, so I can't shoot. So that's still alright, alive and kicking. The Gaunts moved and ran backwards to try to get away from the Banshees, try not to give me any free kills over there. And these flew up 12 inches, they all passed dangerous, ran 6, kind of got right up in my face there because we measured and checked, they were out of range of them. The things that are probably going to hurt me the most though is that guy got Paroxysm off on the Wraith Guard, so their weapon skill, ballistic skill 1 next turn. And then he tried to use Psychic Scream on them, but took a perils, so he lost a wound from that. So that's pretty much it. So going to bottom of 2, and he's got, or top of 2, he's got reserves coming in after my turn. Okay, this is a pretty successful turn for the Eldar. Good victory here. They were weapon skill, ballistic skill 1, so that kind of hurt me, and I was also in a lot of shadow in the warp range, so he failed his roll to make him give himself fleet, but he didn't take a perils. Eldrad rolled 3 10s for his power, so they all went off. So he fortuned his own squad, fortuned the Wraithseer, and guided a squad of Vipers. Shooting from 2 squads of Wraithguard, one of them needed 6s to hit. Blast from that, and that whittled down the Shrikes a little bit. He rolled kind of some bad saves there on a few of the big volleys, and brought him down to, I think, 3 or 3.5 of them. Wraith Lord shot, and these shot brought them down to 2. So he had down to 1 guy with a wound, and 1 wound left, and 1 guy that was unharmed. I fired another squad of Vipers, 2 Wraith Lords with, they're 7 shots at strength 6 apiece, and then the 3 scatter lasers from on top of those, all into the Hive Tyrant to finally bring him down. First 3 wounds came pretty easy because he failed a cover save, and he failed some other ones, but the last one was really hard to get. Charged into combat here. He took 1 wound from their poison attack with their lash whips and bone swords, and then he slaughtered them. And so that's pretty much it. I also flew my thing over here, 24 inches with the Banshees, just to kind of keep the pressure on in case the Hive Tyrant survived in that, but it didn't. But he's got reserves coming in, 3 Trigons, a squad of Gene Stealers, and a squad of Hormagaunts, and they are certainly open to attack. Let's see what he gets in.
And it's on 3+ now because I have Tyrants dead.
Okay.
So Trigon 1, Trigon 2, Trigon 3.
So we've got 2 Trigons, a squad of Gene Stealers, and Hormagaunts. There's 1 Trigon left in reserve, so that's a lot to deal with in 1 turn now. Alright, so this turn, Trigon came in, shot at them, didn't do anything. Trigon came over here, they both scattered a little bit, shot at that, didn't do anything. So I went through up Perils, trying to shoot at that, did a wound to himself. Hive Guard shot at that and wrecked it, and the Banshees got pinned, so they're kind of going to die there pretty soon. Gene Stealers came off the wrong side even with the reroll, but they ran 6, so they're going to be coming up on my objective kind of soon here. These Gaunts, Stabby Gaunts with poison, unfortunately, came off of this side and rolled a 6 for their fleet and made it to combat with that Wraith Lord. And against all odds, they did 13 wounds, and I had to take 2 Fearless because I didn't kill any of them back. I only failed 2 saves out of 15, which I really wish he would die so I could attack them, but now they're going to sweep across more of my line next turn. The Swarm Lord charged in here, did only 1 wound to me because he needed 6s, and I actually passed my leadership on 3d6 to avoid instant death, so thought I was losing them both this turn, but I lost none of them, unfortunately. Wish he died. And I think that's pretty much it. There's 1 Trigon left in reserve, and it's turn 3 now. Alright, this turn, my Banshees were pinned, guided 1 squad of Vipers, fortune, but in combat I lost a Wraith Lord there. So Wraith Lord bit it to the Bone Sword, he took a wound, failed his 3d6. This guy though did 2 wounds, he did 4 wounds, 2 killed the 1 guy, 2 on him, he failed 1, passed his Fearless. Gaunts in combat. There's a lot of attacks. They did another 13 wounds, which I clearly failed at least 1. So they died. My Wraith Lord died, so I lost 2 Wraith Lords, and now they're just spilling into my army. The squad was guided, and so I shot all 3 squads of Vipers into him, and he only took 3 wounds that he didn't save. So a new Trigon's coming in right now just to help out. And I shot him and finished off the zone throw up. I think that's pretty much it. They just kind of regrouped over here, so going to bottom of 3. Okay, this turn the hurt's really getting put on the Eldar now. Let's see, you saw these, well, 2 of these got wrecked last turn. Or was that this turn? What wrecked that?
Shooting phase.
Yeah, in his shooting phase, yeah, these guys shot and wrecked 2 of them. Of course, they didn't blow any up because they were right next to a bunch of Gaunts, and that one can't shoot. Trigon charged, killed 2 of them, and that one's fine. In combat here, he did no wounds to me, or he did 1 and I saved it. Fought back, I did 2 wounds, he saved 1, so he's down to 2 wounds. These guys they couldn't quite get, they didn't get enough on their difficult to get the both squads. They got 1 though, and he gave him preferred enemy, which kind of hurt. So those Gaunts are really ruining my entire army right now. Eldrad's stuck in the middle there, and He killed 3 Wraithguard, a Warlock, and did a wound on Eldrad. And so I think I'm starting to lose some steam there, unfortunately. I forgot he wounds on 4s still with them, so that hurt. And they're getting ever closer, so I kind of got to watch out for that. He had to assault that squad, killed 2. He rolled pretty bad. I did no wounds back, so going to top of 4. Alright, this turn, didn't have a lot of shooting. I moved them, shot at them, did 1 wound to the Broodlord, killed the rest but 1. They passed their leadership. Forgot to move that, so I shot at the Trigon, did 2 wounds, he saved them both. The one that couldn't shoot just flew over at its objective to make him, waste shots at it or whatever. Trigon gobbled up the rest of the Banshees and consolidated. He's moving forward now. Wraithlord came in to support the Wraithseer. Rolled a 2, a 2, and a 1 for difficult, so he didn't make it. And the Wraithseer did 2 wounds. Didn't take any in return, but he saved both of them, so nothing happened there. Charged them in these 10. Doomed the enemy, actually, I forgot about Doom. But I doomed the Gaunts. Fortunate both squads. And then I charged in. I didn't take any wounds. I made pretty good saves, and I killed all the Gaunts after the Fearless wounds and everything. So pretty much it. So going to bottom of 4. Alright, this turn, kind of getting killed now. They ran up just to stand on my objective and taunt me. Those things still murdering me. Killed 1, took a weapon off of another, shook another. So they're ripping me to pieces over there. Trigon easily killed that. Gaunts barely ended up killing that with some of his last shots out of the 90 it shot. So wrecked that vehicle. So both Trigons got good runs, made it into combat, so that kind of sucks. Over here, at least I got Eldrad with the power weapon. He did 2 wounds, and I only took, and he made his 1 armor save. And he rolled really bad, so he only did 1 wound back. So he lost by 1, but made his Fearless. Over here, he killed 5 of my guys. I put 1 on the Warlock to get invulnerable, and failed that, even with the rerolls. And in combat, I did like 5 wounds, I think, and he saved all of them. So I'm running quickly out of troops since those Trigons made it to me. I think that's pretty much going to be the end of me, so I'm going to hope for a draw now. But going in... Oh, and in combat here, I actually did kill that guy, so he's free up now. So I have to try to get to those Gaunts, or else. So going to top of 5. Could be last round, right? This last turn, not too much happened. I doomed both of them, fortune myself. He failed all of his attacks. Only did 1 wound back to him with Eldrad. And he killed 2 guys, and I did nothing back after his saves. These guys killed the 1 guy that was left, so there's just a Broodlord there. And these guys, I rolled really piss poor at them, unfortunately. He rolled a 1 on his fleet to try to make it to those Gaunts, so I'm not on his objective. So they both assaulted the Hive Guard and actually killed them all, which was awesome. And then they both only rolled a 2 for their consolidation, so if I even got like a 4 on one of them, I would have been able to get on that objective, but I'm not on there, so right now he's probably going to be winning with 1 objective if the game ends, and he's moving his Trigon over right now, so going to bottom of 5. Alright, this turn, it's really coming down to the wire. Right now he's got the upper hand, clearly, but he did, what was it, 2 or 3 to that squad, killed a bunch of them. And I did enough wounds to kill him. So I killed a Trigon. Woo! This one took a wound finally, and wiped out everything after all of it. Killed 3, then Fearless wins on the last one. He attacked them, didn't do anything, but he's on my objective, so right now I'm not controlling that, and there's a Trigon there. Over here, he charged into one of the Wraith Lords. We each did 1 wound to each other, and so he's still free up, but he's on that objective still. So 3+, the game goes on. If we roll that 3+, I might actually pull a win out of this, otherwise it's definitely a loss for me. Although a very close one. It's a very bloody game. Do you want to roll it, or should I? Okay, go ahead and roll it. A 3, we actually go on. Alright, so this turn, a lot of really, really important things rest on a very small amount of die rolls.
Eldrad knew his powers.
Yeah, he fortuned his group, guided them, and then doomed the Trigon. Through his spear, did a wound, but he saved it. These guys needed to kill him. They rolled very well, did like 8 wounds, and he actually thought he was going to make them all, but then he failed like all of the last 4 of them. So he died. They got on the objective, turned their guns on the Trigon, actually rolled a 6 with the 1 wound they did, so instant death. So Eldrad didn't have to try to fight him in combat on his own. Over here, He did 1 wound to me. I did nothing back, but I just ran my Wraith Seer on there. He was able to get on the objective and hold it there. So,
sorry, that was a bomb going.
yeah. So the Gaunts aren't able to hurt him with their Strength 4. He wouldn't be able to get out of combat until the end of his turn. So we just kind of ended it there. So I barely pulled a one objective victory out of that due to bad saves from a Trigon that died last turn and a lucky turn 6. So a very good game.
Yeah, man.
That was
Awesome
incredibly bloody. There's a Trigon left and a squad of Gaunts, and I have a Wraith Lord that's almost dead, a Wraith Seer, and like 4 guys from a troop squad.
It was a very close game.
Yeah, it was. I think we probably each killed about 2,000 points of each other's army, so it was pretty good.
I wish I would have went to the side on the first assault and just went this way, and that way it wouldn't have.
Yeah, if I didn't get to shoot all the strikes that one turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Live and learn.
very close game.